expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
You walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, I know we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much pride from him. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm glad you still on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had been working my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Now, this game is not over. It is just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It's our Black History Month and Freestyle Friday here on the show. And I'm just shooting over a quick happy birthday to a good friend of this show, Sister Queen Vashti Hurt from Carolina Blitz, celebrating her birthday today. Got to make sure I get mine in. And if you didn't hear the news, let me break it to you. J.J. Watt has been released by the Houston Texans, mutually agreed upon release by the team and the player. And J.J. Watt is now free to go and find a team where he wants to play and all that kind of good stuff. In fact, I'm trying to find his comments right now. JJ Aloysius. Is it JJ? How do you spell Aloysius? Here it is. All right, so let me pause this. Let me pull this in right here. And let me let you hear directly from the man himself, JJ Watt. All right, so here we go. Here's JJ Watt's comments on what happened.
I wanted to do this on video as opposed to putting out a statement or doing a press conference or anything like that, because I want you guys to hear it directly from me. I want to speak directly to you in the city of Houston, so you can hear the words straight from my mouth. I have sat down with the McNair family and I have asked them for my release, and we have mutually agreed to part ways at this time. I came here 10 years ago as a kid from Wisconsin who'd never really been to Texas before. And now I can't imagine my life without Texas in it. The way that you guys have treated me, besides draft night, I mean, you guys booed me on draft night, but every day after that, you treated me like family. And I truly feel like you're my family. Since that day, I have tried to do everything in my power to work and earn your respect and try and make you proud on and off the field. You guys have given me everything and more, and I can only hope that you feel like I've given you everything I have. The city of Houston's been unbelievable to me. It's where I met my wife. It's where I've met lifelong friends and my teammates. I've had incredible coaches and training staff and equipment staff and cafeteria workers and the weight room staff and the front office people and people on the streets, people in restaurants and grocery stores and showing up at my house. The connection is special, and I will never, ever take that for granted because I know how rare it is. I'm excited and looking forward to a new opportunity, and I've been working extremely hard. But at the same time, it is always tough to move on. And I just want you guys to know that I love you. I appreciate you. I appreciate the McNair family for giving me, drafting me and giving me my first opportunity in the NFL.
All right, that's J.J. Watt. That's his statement almost in its complete entirety. A lot of questions surrounding that. In fact, Keith Hennick, Caller of the Year 2020, just hit us with one right there. Could the Texans not have traded him for assets? The two sides mutually agreed not to do that so that J.J. Watt could have the opportunity to pick where he plays next. I want to be clear on that. That has been confirmed by sources inside the organization that the two sides mutually agreed not to trade him, even though the Texans would not get any assets back, so that J.J. Watt could be free to pick the team that he plays for. So, again, that was a mutual agreement between Cal McNair and J.J. Watt. Comments, questions, emotional outbursts, hit me up. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. Text me, 832-403-5005. We're going to talk about this at length today. J.J. Watt, biggest name in Houston sports in a long time. Right up there on the Mount Rushmore of Houston sport athletes. Now released by the Houston Texans, going to be agreeing to some kind of contract with another team. Don't know when, don't know where, but again, J.J. Watt, no longer a member of the Houston Texans. I want to hear all your comments. All of them. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or text me 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. It's Black History Month. You can shop for African fashions for the entire family at African Imports. That's my favorite store. They're right there in the Greens Point Mall near the food court. And they've got Black History Month specials. Masks as low as $4.99. They got scarves and hats for $9.99. Dashikis for kids, $14.99 and up. And adults, $29.99. And ladies, those beautiful African dresses, $39.99 and up. And they've got them in abundance right there at African Imports. All you got to do is tell them you heard it on KYOK with AJ. You're going to get 10% off your purchases. They're right there in the Greens Point Mall near the food court. Call OP 281-875-0056. That's 281-875-0056 for African Imports, bringing us this segment of the lunch break. Caller, I see you right there. Stay right there. Let me take a quick break. We'll come back with your calls and your comments right here on the lunch break, Freestyle Friday.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like a gazillion dollars, and they didn't have a gazillion dollars. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they are able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359. Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, maybe losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject and every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues. I'm Ben Tankett, and you are listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, back here on The Lunch Break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live on KYOKradio.org 24/7. Let me go to the phone line. Caller of the year 2017, first caller ever on this show. Nobody can ever take that away from him. It's Ferdinand. Ferdinand, what you say, bro?
Brother AJ and all our good lunch breakers on this beautiful Friday. How is it okay to come into a mutual agreement with JJ and Mr. McNair and not Deshaun and Mr. McNair? Why is that?
Well, it's funny you say that because I have polled quite a few people, and most seem to think the difference is, I'm not saying I agree with them, but most seem to think the difference is J.J. Watt is at the end of his career and he's no longer under contract. Remember, he chose not to ask for a contract extension last season. He played out the last season of his contract. Deshaun is 25, under a brand new contract that, from what I'm understanding, hadn't even kicked in yet, but I thought it did. And, you know, they feel like that therefore kind of changes the dynamics. What do you say?
Well, it's still not it's not etched in stone towards it's signed upon, or he's receiving the money. The thing is, to me, is why not trade J.J. Watt? You can't get absolutely no players for him, AJ?
Nothing. They agreed to unconditionally release him so that he would be absolutely free to pick the team of his choice, negotiate the contract of his choice, and not be bound by the Texans trying to trade him to a team, get assets back, and that not be the team he wants to go to or the conditions he wants to play under.
Well, at least, you know, the Texans have leverage with Deshaun. You can trade him to the team which the Texans would have him to go so they can get better picks. So, to me, it's a double standard. We know the problems that are here in Houston. You got two players that are not happy. You know, undoubtedly, you know, JJ, he's not happy, so he wanted to go and be able to have leverage in doing what he wants to do. So, the thing is that both of those players go, get you some new players and start anew and go forward.
Yeah, I got to tell you, the one piece that folks forget is that Deshaun has a no-trade clause. So if they try to trade him, let's say, to Jacksonville and get back, you know, a ton of players, including the number one pick, if Deshaun doesn't want to go to Jacksonville, he can void that trade. So Deshaun has in his contract to be able to void trades and okay trades. JJ doesn't have that. But I agree with the last thing you said. You got two players that clearly want out. Why not accommodate them both, even if the conditions and the circumstances are different?
To me, AJ, this is like you getting rid of two guys that would give you leverage on salary cap. In order for the Texans to be able to compete for a championship, like we've seen Kansas City and Tampa Bay, you need a ton of players. J.J. Watt is not going to get you a championship. Neither can Deshaun help you get a championship with nobody to get a championship with. So you're in a position where you need to trade those and allow those two guys to be gone so you can get an abundance of players that can put you in competition. Not 5 or 10 years from now, but you can get right in competition today for 2021, 2022, if you allow these two guys to transition.
Yeah, I got to tell you, if I was the person making that decision, whether it be general manager or vice president of football operations, clearly Prayer Partner has a strong weight in the Texans organization. Talking about Jack Easter Bunny, I would have told JJ, hey, we're gonna go ahead and let you out, but we're gonna try and get something back for you. On the other side, it says a lot quietly that JJ Watt did not want to come back to this organization. It says a lot that even last year he knew he did not want to re-up here. And it says a lot that he's been silent with everything that has been going on with Deshaun, with the general manager, with the head coach, and with Cal McNair.
Well, AJ, I've looked, and this is my opinion. When we can stand our ground and call our own shot, a lot of times people like J.J. Watt is not going to be for us. I don't care if nobody don't like that comment or not. When you're right, you can say something that can defend your player. He can say something, but he's not going to say anything. So we have to realize we stand alone. And not surprised by him not want to give some kind of thought, say something about what's going on with Deshaun. It doesn't surprise me, man. That's going to be henceforth and forevermore.
Yeah.
My thing is, I would prefer that, man, Deshaun can get out. And he has leverage. So whether people understand, Deshaun still has leverage. And I think he played his last game as a Texan.
I'm going to go out and step out on a limb. I hope he has played his last game as a Texan. I don't want Deshaun stuck in whatever is going on. I got my thoughts about it, and I'm not even going to make it all about race. I think it's more, oh man, I got to be very careful what I say here. I think it's more of a way of thinking that has revealed itself over the last few years to be, just something that not everybody should have to adhere to. I'm a Christian, but I'm not going to force everyone to be a Christian. I know there are people that read that word that said compel them so that they'll come. It doesn't mean make them come. It doesn't mean beat them over the head till they come. It doesn't even mean abuse them if they don't come. I don't know, bro. There's something going on over there on Kirby and Fannin that we really need to keep our eyes on. I don't think the whole truth has been told about what's going on over there.
Absolutely. Now why could retired Andre Johnson tell Deshaun to stick to his gun? It wasn't ugly about it. Very professional. But like I say, JJ could have said something like that.
Yeah, but and again, let's just be honest. Since 2011, how many times has JJ Watt spoken up on anything significant?
I hadn't seen it, sir.
Well, I'll give him one. Maybe two. But in that many years, 10 years, he hadn't really said anything about anything significant. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. We know who you are. We know what you've done. Congratulations. Great job. I mean, again, just like I said, James Harden should be celebrated. J.J. Watt should as well, wherever he's
absolutely.
going. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we both in agreement with that. Okay, I'll give you one scenario where he could have said something. When they made the trade.
I agree.
From D-Hop.
I agree. And the comment that he did make was better left unsaid.
So he's not a team player, and he's out for what I've known, those people to be out to be. So when you're going to be right, AJ, you have to be right across the table, not just when it fits for you. He wanted out. He had a voice for himself, and he went to McNair and told him what his, opposition was, and they agreed. So why can't everybody be able to do that same thing?
I agree.
And talk and have a sit down.
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
It's not being ugly.
Yeah, J.J. Watt did what he did, played his cards right, and sat down with Mr. McNair without bashing him and what have you. No dispute. Worked out an agreement where he got unconditionally released, and now he gets to go choose where he wants to play. And like I said, even though the situation is different, the conditions are different with Deshaun, why not give him that same opportunity? Why not give him the same opportunity? If somebody's willing to take on his salary, if somebody's willing to give you a plethora of assets in return for Deshaun, Why play hardball and force him to be in an environment that he doesn't want to be in? Again, I know this is about JJ, but why can't the same kind of grace and benevolence be given to Deshaun that was given to JJ?
Absolutely. And look, AJ, it will better help the team. By you letting Deshaun go, it will better help the team. By you keeping Deshaun there, it's going to affect the team greatly.
Yeah, you're creating a further toxic environment.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I ain't going to hold you because your time is special, but I will let you in on this. The greatest of all time, AJ, African-American people. God bless you.
God bless you too. Happy Black History Month, Ferdinand.
Same to you. Thank you, sir.
All right, y'all. Let me take a quick break. Get in 281-453-1000. 281-453-1000. I'll read these statements from Janice McNair, wife of the owner Cal McNair, and Cal McNair when we come back right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We're streamed live 24/7 on KYOKradio.org.
Are you looking for a tax company that will get you the maximum credits and deductions, or a tax company that can get you a same-day loan up to $9,500? Well, Global One Tax Services on 6002 Antoine Drive is the tax company that is dedicated to getting you your maximum refund. Call us for an appointment or for our mobile services. That's right, Global One Tax is now mobile. Now, you don't have to leave your home. Call 281-377-5565. That's 281-377-5565. Get your full return. You deserve it. You've earned it. Global One Tax Services. Get ready. Get set. Go global.
Hi, I'm Linda J. I recently purchased 4 new tires from OMG Tires and More, located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen. TK got me in and out in less than 30 minutes. While there, I got my car washed. Do you need rims for your car? OMG has them too. OMG Tires and More is your one-stop shop for all your tire needs. So give them a call at 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen on the north side.
Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, maybe losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject and every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Let's be honest, wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. That's 800-262-4690.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
This is Brian Courtney Wilson, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Freestyle Friday. It's Black History Month, and, the weekend of Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to all the folks out there that, are into that kind of thing. I'll leave that alone for right now. The big news of the day, J.J. Watt and the Texans have mutually agreed to part ways. The team is going to unconditionally release him so that he is free to find another team to go and play for in the remaining years of his career. I played the comments directly from J.J. Watt earlier. Let me let you hear from the words of Janice McNair, the wife of Cal McNair, the now principal owner of the team. Janice says, and I quote, "Simply put, there has been no person in the past decade who has made a greater impact on the Texans organization than J.J. Watt. J.J.'s dominance on the field was unprecedented and resulted in countless moments that will go down in Texans history. To me, what best represents J.J.'s connection to Houston is his tradition of playing catch with the fans before every home game. The number of people who wear number 99 jerseys with smiles on their faces totally encapsulated J.J.'s passion for bonding with Texan fans at every possible opportunity. His commitment to the community is like any player in NFL history. We are forever grateful to J.J. and his family," end quote. Very, very strong statements, very understandable, very relatable, and, I get it. I definitely get it. Her husband, Cal McNair, said the following, and I quote, "Change is never easy, especially when it involves the ones you love. JJ's impact on not only our organization, but the entire Houston community is like any player in our franchise's history. I told JJ earlier this week that we will forever consider him a Texan. We take solace in knowing that this is not a goodbye, but a see you soon. For now, we will build upon the foundation that JJ created here and forge ahead with our unwavering mission to bring a championship to our city, create memorable experiences for our fans, and do great things for Houston," end quote. That's owner Cal McNair. I'm not here to pick apart any one of their statements. I promise you that. But I will appreciate the fact that Cal McNair kind of kept it within the Texans family and didn't try to make it greater than, all of the NFL, what have you. J.J. Watt has done unbelievable positive things in our community, but there are people around the NFL, past and present, that have done phenomenal things in their communities as well. And I got to tell you, the fact that the Walter Payton Award is named after Walter Payton for, work in the league as a humanitarian should tell you something about others who've done great things similar to J.J. Watt. Walter Payton's work in the Chicago area was just unmatched. And it continues to this day, through his foundation, through his family, through his son, one of his sons. Again, I'm not here to pick apart, but I can appreciate that Cal McNair kept it within scope. I know Janice McNair is, really probably emotionally attached to everything that's going on. And I get it. I will tell you, though, Cal McNair is not ratioing very well on Twitter for his statement. In fact, let me just read a couple that I could read. Cal McNair is an embarrassment to this city. This team is a dumpster fire. Bill O'Brien ruined the franchise. Sell or move the team. You have no support in this town. One person took the picture with JJ and Cal bumping where Cal McNair made the statement that I read to you and photoshopped it and said, I'm running this, I can't say that word, into the ground. Jacob just said 3 words, sell the team. Jesus Zilla says, no one wants to hear from Cal unless he says, today I'm selling the team. He's letting this team burn, and no one wants to support this team anymore at this rate. Don't waste our time. I mean, these are in order. I'm not even picking and choosing. I'm just reading down. Tell McNair to sell the team and not to make a hypocrite statement. Get well, Dak says Dallas's little brother. This guy says, I would be on fire if I was a Texan fan. Letting JJ go, getting him to the point where he begs to be released, needs to clean house, starting with the owner, not to mention holding Watson hostage. Sorry, Texan fans, I feel for you. Somebody said, love the championship for the city part. Good one, Cal. Ha, ha, ha. Somebody said, deactivate your account until you fire Jack Easterby or Cal sells the team. Right behind that, somebody said, firing Jack Easterby is too late. That won't fix or bring back anyone. Cal has to sell the team for anyone to come back to this team. In all caps, stop tweeting. You're making it worse. You will never win a championship with this leadership. And they got that in quotes. You are creating horrible memories for the fans, and the city of Houston basically hates you. Just stop. We don't believe you. And then the very next one, fire Jack Easterby. I've been here since 1989. Texans came in 2002. Had my season tickets from 2002 to 2005. J.J. Watt came in 2011. I've never seen the team like this. I've never seen the atmosphere and the energy around this team like this. Even when Gary Kubiak went, 2-14? Yeah, people were upset, but nobody was yelling for Bob McNair, late great, may rest in peace, to sell the team. Nobody was saying that. It was, get rid of Gary Kubiak, bring in another coach. And then when they brought in Bill O'Brien, there was ups and downs, ins and outs, ebbs and flows. And then people started to catch up to the words versus the results. More importantly, players started to catch up to words versus what was really happening behind the scene, which is where you got Dwayne Brown making the comments that, there's some things that we've heard the McNair family say that if you heard it, you'd be like, what? He was one of the first to go. Jadeveon Clowney, just looking out for his money, looking out for himself, not selfish player, but doing what most people on that level will do. Hey, take care of me. I'll keep doing what I'm supposed to do. He comes into camp. He's not ignoring phone calls. He's not, hating on anybody. He's coming into camp. And he gets told midstream, no, don't come. Turn around. We're trading you. Andre Johnson was treated like he stole something. And all the man wanted to do was continue the career that he had in the only organization that he had ever been a part of. And he was treated like he stole something and vilified for going to Indianapolis and then Tennessee. And to make it right, they made him the first inductee into the Texans Ring of Honor, Circle of Honor, whatever they call it, the red jacket. Love the Noob jackets. Love them. Need one. Let me not get on DeAndre Hopkins. We all know what happened there. A lot of folks don't realize that Kareem Jackson didn't get a contract offer. Tyrann Mathieu, they didn't even make an offer to an all-pro safety that wanted to stay in Houston. And there were others. Rick Smith, the godfather to Cal McNair's children, was allowed to be basically slandered, defamed, and humiliated while his wife was battling cancer, to which she ultimately succumbed to. Bill O'Brien stammered through some type of words of appreciation about Rick Smith. It was embarrassing. Brian Gaine was brought in. Look how that ended. People filed a class action lawsuit against the Texans because of racial discrimination and a hostile work environment, because black people were told they shouldn't sit together and eat together. This is Cal McNair's Houston Texans organization. When Cal McNair said he was going to have a more active role in the running of this team, nobody had any idea it was going to mean this. We all should have known something when Jack Easterby was brought in. The man was a chaplain. And what did the Texans do? Bring in another New England person and make him basically the vice president of football operations. And I'm not talking about logistics. Take a break. Want to hear your calls. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we're giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they are able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
My name is Devon McDonald from Jamaica, live in Indianapolis Colts, and listen, you listen to the lunch break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones, and I got a ton of text messages and emails. CNB said, AJ, what is Cal McNair doing down there on Kirby? You got to get something back for JJ, right? I get it. I understand what they were trying to do, and I'm not going to act as if I know how to do it better than the folks that do it every single day. But I got to feel like you just brought in a general manager, right? So you got to feel like Nick Caserio was involved. You got Jack Easterby lurking around, not just opening Bibles, but opening contracts and important documents and what have you. I can't even figure that relationship out. Nobody said, well, JJ, tell us what team you think you want to go to, or when you decide which team you want to go to, let us work with them and try and get something back so that we can rebuild the team that you love so much, so that your legacy lives on. Let us find another young pass rusher that might be something like you. At least let us get some draft picks or something. I mean, did that not come up? I don't know. I wasn't in the room, but I got to assume that the ones that do this every day at least said that. And if they said it and just decided not to do it, well, that's different. But if they didn't say it, then I don't know what's going on over there. KC said, AJ, it's a sad day. Whether you like him or not, JJ did phenomenal things for this organization and for this city. He's definitely going to be missed. I agree with you. I don't disagree with you. And I'm not trying to, downplay or dog JJ Watt on this show. I'm not. Just like I said, James Harden should be celebrated for the memories. You can choose to focus on the bad stuff. You can choose to focus on the good stuff. I focus on the good stuff. As of right now, anything JJ Watt did that was bad or questionable. I mean, one of the biggest things that bothered me with JJ Watt, Kobe Bryant is playing the final game of an illustrious 20-year career, one of the pinnacles in his sport. And on that night, JJ decided, wasn't forced to, didn't have to, try to pull the attention to him working out in the gym while everybody is watching history. I'll chalk it up to JJ was young at that time. I'm not going to say he was new to Twitter, but, Twitter wasn't all that it is today. If he had to do it all over again, I'm willing to agree he probably wouldn't. So if that's the worst thing that I got to say about JJ, and that maybe he didn't speak up enough, then so be it. Great career, future Hall of Famer, you name it. And I'm going to focus on the positive. I'll even defend JJ on this. Ferdinand and I talked about it earlier. JJ didn't speak up on a lot of the issues concerning the Texans, social injustice. I mean, he started speaking up, in the, around the George Floyd thing. He was in the group of players that went down to some of the peaceful protests. He was there at George Floyd's memorial at the church, and even rebutted a couple of the fans when he said, "Don't speak for me." When they were like, "Oh, JJ's gonna, stand for the anthem and what have you." Maybe JJ's just not that kind of leader. Remember how Tony Romo got vilified for not being a vocal leader? Remember everybody said he was too laid back because he wore his hat backwards. And, at his press conferences, he seemed borderline aloof. The minute they didn't have Tony Romo anymore, all of a sudden, oh, God, he was the best leader that the Cowboys ever had. He was right up there with Roger Staubach and right up there with, pick the great quarterbacks of the Cowboy era. I won't say Troy Aikman. I don't think he was great. Some people lead differently. I told you I was in the interview room when James Harden was sitting up there minus Chris Paul when the Rockets blew a 3-2 lead against the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals in Game 7 when the Rockets went 0 for 27 and 4 for 31. James said, I kept telling the guys, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. And just the way he was saying it, you could tell it was uncomfortable for him to say it. Chris Paul, on the other hand, would have said the same thing differently, and guys would have done it. Not everybody leads the same way. Not everybody has the same energy. Not everybody says the same words with the same impact and gets the same results. So I'm not going to vilify JJ because he wasn't the kind of leader that I thought he should be. And I'm using me as a general example. We don't get to choose how people should lead. JJ had an illustrious career here in Houston. It ain't over. His career ain't over. But he had and to Janice McNair's point, let me find her statement. To Janice McNair's point, trying to see. Yeah, here we go. He had dominance on the field and was unprecedented and resulted in countless moments that will go down in Texans history. That's true. I know they're cutting it up right now, the clips of all of JJ's phenomenal plays, from the pick sixes to the batted balls to stealing Dikembe Mutombo's no. And even with that, I'm going to say J.J. Watt did that in honor of Dikembe, who was one of Houston's favorite sons. He didn't steal it. He honored it. Am I rewriting history? No, I choose to remember it this way. Now let where's JJ gonna go? The top 5 landing spots for JJ Watt are, who will get JJ Watt? Now that begins. You know what I'm happy for? On this day of our Lord and Savior, February 12th of the year of 2021, you know what I'm happy for? That JJ Watt gets to choose. I'm happy that JJ Watt gets to choose where he works, like many of us do. I have said all along, if you wanted to work, and I'm just using it as an example, I'm not minimizing fast food workers or what have you. If you wanted to work at McDonald's and they said, nope, you got drafted by Burger King. And you're like, but no, I want to work for McDonald's. I'm sorry, you're locked into Burger King for the next 5 years. And then before the 5th year is up, you get traded to Wendy's. And Wendy's picks up your contract and they can franchise tag you for 3 more years. So now you're 7, 8 years into your career and you still haven't gotten to work at the place you wanted to work. I'm happy J.J. Watt has that chance. I wish Deshaun had it too. I wish all the players had it, but they don't. It's different. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Hey, AJ, it's Keith Hennig.
Call of the year 2020. What you say, brother?
Well, I say a lot. First, I will open with I have a great deal of respect for J.J. Watt as a young man. He was amazing in the community, a very, very fine young man. With that said, he is also a 10-year D lineman who has been beaten to a pulp year in and year out. Tell me in your mind what team thinks that he has value.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm reminded of that New York Giants team that just decimated the Tom Brady and the New England Patriots in that first Super Bowl. Remember,
Right.
They got a lot of the players in that they used in that NASCAR package on that D-line. Not all of them played a lot of downs, but every time they took one guy out, they brought in another guy who had the same kind of motor and skill, and Tom never got a break. So if a team can bring him in and they already got a tough defensive line and he can be that extra guy that comes in and the quarterback and the offense doesn't get another break, I think that he can fit some places.
What do you think that's worth? As a fill-in substitute, I'll take a couple of snaps and go back to the bench.
If I was Pittsburgh, I'd give up a third rounder for him.
Third? Wow.
Yeah, I know it's kind of high. I'd give up a third rounder for him and maybe, a contract that I'm trying to get rid of. Kind of like Arizona did. They were trying to get out from under David Johnson, and they threw in those picks. I would throw in a third rounder and a pick.
Well, it's too late for that because
Right.
he is marching around with his resume, and
Yep.
it's impressive.
Yep.
But the last few years, he has not been the J.J. Watt of 2015.
Yep, and that's what I'm saying. If I'm Pittsburgh, I'm calling him right now. Yo, JJ, you on your way, or do we need to come get you?
Go up and play with little brother.
I mean, playing with little brother is the gravy. Playing in that defense is the plus.
Well, that's true. That is true. If he has an opportunity to join an already excellent defense, he'll fit right in on a couple of plays each quarter.
That's my point. He doesn't have to be the guy. He is a guy on a team that has a bunch of guys.
Well, and that we'll see what plays out, because if he thinks in his mind that he is a starter and worth a high draft pick or a lot of money, I'm afraid that he's really not thinking well.
Yeah, and that's why I say I'm kind of glad he doesn't have to live up to the hype of what the Texans got back in return for him. He's free. He can just go and play and either be great or not. He's in a very good situation, and that's why I'm saying I'm hoping the same for guys like Deshaun and other players who just really want to go play somewhere else.
Well, Deshaun is just, I feel horrible for that young man. I don't know where he found his agent, but he is contractually bound, and Houston's not going to give him up easily. They just won't.
Yeah, believe it or not, he's got a really good agent.
Does he?
What I think happened was Deshaun signed and agreed to that deal, and then all heck broke loose. The stuff that he didn't expect. Nobody expected them to fire Bill O'Brien after 4 games. Nobody expected, even after Deshaun said we need a culture change, that they would bring in Nick Caserio and that Jack. They said Jack Easterby will not be this. They said that Romeo Crennel will not be the head coach. And sure enough, they did everything that they said was not going to happen.
And they certainly deserve a disgruntled quarterback.
And that's the
quarterback for the Houston Texans is an all-world quarterback who deserves an opportunity to play with a team that appreciates him and will really, really be successful with them.
Yeah.
And this is just a really horrible thing for Houston. I feel for the Texans fans because they're the ones that are ultimately getting shafted. There's no product on the field anymore that's worth buying a ticket, in my opinion.
No, I agree with you. And I got to tell you, that's why I said there's stuff going on behind the scenes over there at Kirby that has yet to be revealed. I think all of this is just symptoms of the deeper issues going on over there on Kirby Drive.
Well, you're exactly right. A team's as good as its front office, and that Houston front office is a dumpster fire. And I hope somebody puts it out, and maybe the McNairs will sell the team, and life will get better. But in the immediate future, I just don't see that.
Yeah, I don't either. In fact, I think the fact that you got Jerry Jones up the way, who has fought off sell the team. Cal McNair's not going to sell. It ain't going to happen.
Well, he's going to wind up with the same mediocrity that Jerry Jones has for the last 25 years.
That part. Keith, let me hit the top of the hour, brother. You have a blessed and safe weekend, man.
You do the same. Thank you, AJ.
All right, man. Good call. Keith hit a call of the year 2020. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
Well, let me tell you.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers, who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, holla, we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. Too much crying from him. He's a man. He can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's who I am. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had no work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Today, Thursday, was the second and final day of the prosecution presenting their case in the impeachment trial of Donald Trump. House managers described in great detail how the former president's refusal to accept the outcome of the presidential election led to the attack and insurrection of the U.S. Capitol. In their presentation, prosecutors laid out evidence that this was not an isolated event. The Trump defense team will present their case today and will have 16 hours to build their defense against the charge of incitement of insurrection. The remaining question is whether the Senate/jurors will vote to allow witnesses or not. Atlanta is known as a place where African Americans thrive. However, people of color in this city, especially Black and brown people, are suffering from COVID-19 more than white people. The Community Organized Relief Fund is looking to change the outcomes by partnering with Black and brown influencers, including the Tyler Perry Foundation, to provide testing in Atlanta communities. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Freestyle Friday. It's Black History Month. It is hour number 2 Very power-packed hour number one. Real quick, let me let you know it's tax season, and Global One Tax Services wants to be your tax preparer. They'll come to your home, or you can get your taxes done in other ways. You just need to call Shannon Hinton at 281-377-5565. That's 281-377-5565. Global One Tax Service bringing us this segment of the lunch break. All right, a lot of comments. Big shout out to Natasha Marie. Desiree Battles, what's going on? Yvonne Small, I see you there. Stephen F. Mack, what you say. Big Time Floyd says, hello, AJ and the Breakers. Deshaun, Deshaun, number 4, is in the last year of his rookie contract for $10.5 million. $39 million does not kick in until 2022. Watson made a huge mistake in signing that extension. The Texans hold the leverage, and he is stuck here until they decide to release him. Yeah, you're right. You're right on some of that. In principle, you're absolutely right. They don't have all the leverage because Watson can play and just, oh, well, ouch, something happened. I got to sit out. Tried it. Didn't work. I don't think he'll do that, but he could show up, start the game, and something. I hurt my toe, and he's grabbing his head. I got to sit out. I'm not good. I mean, Watson can play games with the Texans like the Texans can play games with Watson. He can sit out and forfeit all of his money. And from what I'm told, that is a realistic possibility. Does that alleviate their rights to him? No, it doesn't. But you don't want to be depending upon a franchise quarterback that ain't out there. So, again, it's going to get ugly. And the fact that the Texans want to ugly it up is bothersome. It's bothersome. And that's where, I'm trying to be careful in what I say. But what I'm starting to hear from reliable people who don't talk about folks like that, who, normally just do their job, this Jack Easterby thing is deeper than most folks realize. Like, it is a possibility that it wasn't Cal McNair that fired Bill O'Brien, but it was Jack Easterby initiated, and Cal McNair just agreed and said, yeah, let me go do that. You just gave, to Big Time Floyd's part, you just gave the man a contract extension. You just made him one of the most powerful people in the NFL, a head coach and a GM. And 4 games in, you say, nope, unfixable, got to go. There's a good chance that came from someone other than just Cal McNair. Then it was, we're going to have an extensive general manager search. We're going to have an extensive head coach search. We're going to return greatness back to this organization. They didn't do anything extensive. They went through the motions. They brought in Louis Riddick. They brought in Reese. They brought in Khan. They brought in Jim Caldwell. They brought in Marvin Lewis. And then they went right where they wanted to go all along, and that was to get Nick Caserio. And what's interesting is it's not just players that are jumping out. Jamie Root, one of the vice presidents of the organization, is inexplicably leaving. Why? Jack Easterby. I'm going to go ahead and release this. I got this today. And again, I can't say from who, but when I tell you I trust them, I trust them. I don't care if you trust them or not. And I'm not trying to, my sources say, I'm not doing that. I'm telling you what I heard. The Texans were going to bring in another member of the New England coaching staff until Deshaun blew it all up. Until Deshaun blew it all up, they were going to bring in another member of the New England coaching tree. And when Deshaun blew it all up, I want out. I don't want this. When they paint you a picture, don't let them paint you another one. You know, all my exes don't longer live in Texas. When Deshaun blew it all up, then they started scrambling. And then they hurry up and tried to get an interview with Eric Bieniemy. Then they hurry up and tried to get an interview with other coaches that were on Deshaun's list, some of which told them, no, we're not going to interview with you. They didn't believe it was a legitimate interview because they knew that Jack Easterby, Nick Caserio, and Cal McNair had already made up in their mind who they wanted, which was a member of the Bill Belichick coaching tree. So there wasn't going to be a change in culture. And then when Deshaun blew it all up, and I don't mean any disrespect to this guy, but then they settled on David Culley as a chance, a possibility to soften the blow, appease, and try and extend an olive branch to Deshaun. Easterby, Caserio, McNair were headed down the same street that they've been going down since 2000. And when did Kubiak get fired? When did they bring in O'Brien? They've been going down this street ever since. The definition of an insanity is what? So I say all that to say there is something deeper going on in the back offices, front offices, executive offices of Kirby Drive with your Houston Texans. And the fact that J.J. Watt did not want to be here another minute tells you so. He could have re-upped. He could have re-upped last season. How long has Jack Easterby been here? What did he say? The last thing that we have him on record having said coming off the field was, Deshaun, man, I apologize. We wasted one of your best years. Notice he has said nothing in support of the Texans or in support of Deshaun about that whole situation. And I understand it now. He wanted out, and he wanted to do it this way. Mr. McNair, I want to talk to you. What do you want to talk about? Can you release me? I really, my time is up here. I've given the city all I've gotten. I've fallen short. I didn't bring them a championship. That breaks my heart. But, it's just time to go on now. You guys are rebuilding. I don't want to be a part of a rebuild at this stage of my career. Do me a favor. Just release me. Don't trade me. Just release me. I don't know where I want to go yet, but I'll figure it out in the next coming days. But if you release me, that'll give me a free, clear mind to think about it. It's the only thing I'm asking for. You sure? Yeah. Nothing we can do? No, it's time. You don't want to get traded? No, I'm good. I'm good. If you release me, though, that's all I want. It's the last thing I want. All right. You got it. I don't fault him for that. I don't fault him for that. One thing J.J. Watt has been consistent in saying, the front office does what the front office does. My job is to sack quarterbacks. I didn't like it sometimes when he said that's above my pay grade. But now I get it. If you've ever read the book called The Art of War, that is an art of war. Let them think that they have the upper hand when the whole time you're getting exactly what you want. JJ wanted out. JJ got out. No strings attached. Take a break. 281-453-1000 if you want to call. 281-453-1000. It's Freestyle Friday. We stream live on KYOKradio.org 24/7. All right, so y'all check us out. Let me hear some more of your comments. You can text me 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. Or email me at aj@kyoksports.com. That's aj@kyoksports.com. Be right back.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they're able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359. Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, maybe losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject and every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Jonathan Joseph with the Houston Texans.
Formerly with the Houston Texans, Jonathan Joseph, and wishing him well where he is. Most recently down there in Tennessee with the Titans. So, Jonathan Joseph with the formerly with the Texans. Appreciate that drop right there. All right, it is Freestyle Friday. It's Black History Month. I will get some Black History stuff on for you in just a second. I got a lot of comments that are coming. Let me try and get to some of these. I do want to shout out real quick the Pouncey brothers. Maurice and Markeith Pouncey are both retiring together. What's interesting is the Steelers thought their Pouncey brother was coming back. And he and his brother, who are very close family, very close brothers, have decided they're going to hang them up together. And again, I wish them well because they gave us a lot of toughness in their career during the NFL. Real quick, I want to throw this out. J.J. Watt's release might actually help Deshaun Watson. J.J. Watt's unconditional release might actually help Deshaun Watson get what he wants. Walk with me on this real quick. The Texans might not want to look like the organization that held a guy hostage in a contract that he agreed to and then let another guy just go without even trying to get any assets back for him. Obviously, they're going to get quadruple for Deshaun Watson than what they would have gotten for J.J. Watt. But just maybe, somebody in the room will say, all right, look, can we hold him? Yeah. Can we make him sit out, or keep him in, until 2028. Yep. Should we? Yeah, no, we shouldn't. If he doesn't want to be here, let's go ahead and totally rebuild. JJ's gone. Let's totally rebuild. Let's build the organization with the kind of thinking and the kind of energy and the kind of face that we want, whatever that is. And again, I'm not making it about race. Whatever that is, now is the time for the Texans to rebuild it, not the way Bill O'Brien wanted it, not the way J.J. Watt wanted it, not the way DeAndre Hopkins wanted it, not the way Jadeveon Clowney wanted it, but now is the time for them to build it the way they want it. Be it Cal McNair, Jack Easterby, Nick Caserio. I try to leave David Culley out of that because I don't even know if David Culley really understands everything that's going on. But now's the time. So if they want to trade Deshaun to Philly and build around Carson Wentz, if they want to trade Deshaun to Miami and build around Tua and get those draft picks and draft the wide receiver out of Alabama, man, you can now really do some things that you would not be able to do if you don't go ahead and blow it all up now. Because right now, I feel like, it's going to sound like a crazy analogy, I feel like the Texans have taken a hand grenade, pulled the pin on it, and now they're just holding it. You're just holding it. You can't hold it forever. And the longer you hold it, the worse the results can be for you. You let JJ go. Understandable. Great career, Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer. You bring him back. You put him in the Ring of Honor. Celebrate him, all that. JJ Watt Day. I know Mayor Turner. I know he's going to give him the key to the city. Should. Again, one of Houston's favorite sons. Hakeem Olajuwon, JJ Watt, whoever else you want to put on that, Craig Biggio on that Mount Rushmore for Houston. Who would be on it for baseball? If you could only pick one star from any era, from any of the Houston's sports teams, who would be the four? You got JJ for football. You got to have Hakeem for basketball. Do not give me James Harden. Do not give me Tracy McGrady. Certainly don't give me Yao Ming. Who would it be for baseball? Biggio? Nolan Ryan. There you go. Thank you, Marcos. I see you. But Nolan was only here for. I got you though. I'm not going to argue that one. Nolan Ryan. And where do you get your fourth player from? Who's your number four? You borrow another basketball player. Who would be your Houston Oiler? Because that was a separate pro team from the Texans. Earl Campbell. Earl Campbell. There it is. I got him. Marcos, I'm with you. Nolan Ryan, Hakeem Olajuwon, J.J. Watt, Earl Campbell. That's my Mount Rushmore in my backyard here in Houston. But maybe, just maybe, this works it out for Deshaun. Maybe. I think it does. I think you let them both go And I think you rebuild from scratch. Am I crazy? 281-453-1000. 281-453-1000. It's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Marcos, thanks for that. Nolan Ryan is definitely on that list.
Legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio stations in one.
I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio 1140 AM and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Baby, I got your money.
Are you looking for a tax company that will get you the maximum credits and deductions? Or a tax company that can get you a same-day loan up to $9,500? Well, Global One Tax Services on 6002 Antoine Drive is the tax company that is dedicated to getting you your maximum refund. Call us for an appointment or for our mobile services. That's right, Global One Tax is now mobile. Now, you don't have to leave your home. Call 281-377-5565. That's 281-377-5565. Get your full return. You deserve it. You've earned it. Global One Tax Services. Get ready. Get set. Go global.
Hi, I'm Linda J. I recently purchased 4 new tires from OMG Tires and More, located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen. TK got me in and out in less than 30 minutes. While there, I got my car washed. Do you need rims for your car? OMG has them too. OMG Tires and More is your one-stop shop for all your tire needs. So give them a call at 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen on the north side.
Beautiful people, this is Major. This is why I love you on the lunch break.
All right, y'all, we are on the lunch break. It is the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. Freestyle Friday, Black History Month. Streaming live, KYOKradio.org, 24/7. Again, want to shout out to Marcos Coleman for dropping his in with Nolan Ryan. Natasha Marie said Mount Rushmore for Houston. Love it. Warren Moon for me, not JJ. I like JJ, though. I agree. I even said that was going to be my choice. Man, Warren Moon. Oh, gosh. I mean, think about it. Let's take, hold on. I probably shouldn't do it like this. Let's take Deshaun out of the equation. Best quarterback in Houston, pro. Best quarterback in Houston, pro. Go. Who you got? Dan Pastorini, Jim Kelly, remember, Houston Gamblers. Best quarterback, pro, Houston, not named Deshaun, go. It's Warren Moon. It's Warren Moon. By a lot. Like if you were gonna say Matt Schaub, delete me. Delete me. Do not even ever try to follow me again. Don't delete me or unfollow me and then come back and say you were sorry if you were going to say Matt Schaub. We ain't the same. We ain't even the same atmosphere. It ain't tomato, tomato, potato. It's I don't know you. It's Harpo, who this woman or man? What's the old saying? I'm playing chess, y'all playing checkers if you were going to come at me with Matt Schaub. Best quarterback, pro, history of Houston, Warren Moon. Best running back, Houston, history, ever, Earl Campbell. Earl. I love Arian Foster. Love him. Dominique Davis, whatever he changed his name from or to, out of LSU, loved him when he was here. Loved him. Steve Slayton, loved him. Earl Campbell. Earl. Now, here's one. Here's one. Best wide receiver, Houston, pro, go. Best wide receiver ever. That one's a little harder. Best wide receiver ever, Houston, go. I know my answer. I want to see if you, I want to know yours. 281-453-1000. 281-453-1000. Keith Hennig said D-Hop. Anybody else? Text me, 832-403-5005. 832-403-5005. You know, whenever somebody says, don't read this on air, you know what I normally do? I read it on air. I'm glad I read that. Thank you for that. Best wide receiver, Houston, ever. Pro, Andre Johnson. Andre Johnson. Andre, and it's close, but it's not that close. It's close, but it's not that close. Everything that D-Hop went through with all those different quarterbacks, Andre Johnson had gone through before D-Hop even got here. Andre Johnson. D-Hop like 1B. Really 2, but 1B. And man, the Oilers had some great wide receivers. Kenny Burroughs, Ernest Givens. They had some great wide receivers back in the day. You know what I don't know? And it's not because I'm having a CTE moment. Who were the wide receivers for the Houston Gamblers when Jim Kelly was putting up all those yards? Who was he throwing the ball to? I got another one for you. Keith, I'm putting you on the spot. Keith, call me back. Keith, you're calling the year 2020. You're allowed to call me back. 281-453-1000 if you can. 281-453-1000 if you can, Keith. Call me back, please. Let's see. Warren Moon, Earl Campbell, D-Hop, and Andre Johnson. Yes, paved the way for D-Hop. Yeah, Andre Johnson is the best wide receiver in the city. Ever. I got a question. I want to put it on Keith Hennig. I think this is him. Hold on, let me see. Hello, you live on the lunch break. Who's this?
You asked, I answered.
I appreciate you, man. I know you're busy making the donuts.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Best college quarterback, state of Texas, ever.
Good grief.
I know. That's why I said I gotta hit you with it.
Ever. Bobby Lane is one. I will go with Patrick Mahomes.
Wow. Really?
Best college quarterback ever in Texas?
Yep.
I'm going to have to think about that over the weekend. There are so many.
I know.
And there are thousands of them.
And the easy answers would be, Vince Young because of what he did at UT, Andre Ware because of all the numbers he put up. But the reason why I wanted, because I knew you would go different eras. Bobby Lane, a lot of folks don't know what he did college-wise. Bruh, let me know what you come up with over the weekend.
I'll call you Monday.
Thanks, Keith. Have a good one, brother.
You too. Thanks.
I'm telling you, that's something. Best college quarterback, state of Texas, ever. When you look at the numbers that Andre Ware and them put up over at U of H, you got to say, huh. But then, like he said, when you go back into a whole different era with Bobby Lane, some of the other ones, huh. Wow. Anyway, Let me get to some of these other comments about. Okay. All right, I got you. Thank you. I just got your message, boss. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let me see. Floyd said, regarding the rebuild of the Texans, I'm surprised that Cal McNair did not promote offensive coordinator Tim Kelly to head coach, considering that he helped elevate Watson's game to a higher level. You know, I did have inside sources that were telling me that that was what was going to happen. The fact that nobody got fired after that last game was a sign. They didn't fire Anthony Lynn, defensive coordinator. They didn't fire Tim Kelly, offensive coordinator. Jack Easterby was still around. Romeo Crennel was still around. Everybody was still intact for weeks after that final game. What did all the other teams do? All the Chargers have parted ways with Anthony Lynn, and this team had parted ways with this coach, and, you know, all of that. And one of my sources said, don't be surprised if everything stays the same with one adjustment. They make Tim Kelly the head coach. And they said they were going to make your boy, what's his name? The backup quarterback. Josh McNown was going to be the new OC. McNown was going to be the new offensive coordinator. I got people telling me right now that McNown is the head coach in waiting for the Texans, that they're going to see how things go with David Culley, and then they're going to promote Josh McNown to head coach. They think he is the new Sean McVay. Apparently, they're wild with him in the quarterback meetings. I'm trying to figure out how wild can you be. He wasn't the backup quarterback from the beginning of the year. They brought him in mid-season, almost near the end of the season. I think he's been in that quarterback room for 3 months, and they got wild in 3 months. That's why I say there's something else going on other than Cal McNair and what have you. Jack Easterby, Nick Caserio have a stronger influence over Cal and this organization than y'all think. And again, I'm not even pointing in the area of race. I'm not. Leave it alone. When it comes out, y'all be like, man, AJ said that. AJ said that. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm hoping that that they end up letting Deshaun go, getting as much as they can back for him, and letting him go. In fact, this published report here says that Deshaun is also interested in San Francisco and Denver. I know the Denver connection is Kareem Jackson. I know that. And I know that Kareem and Deshaun are a lot closer than people think. A lot closer than people think. I just don't want Deshaun anywhere near John Elway. But for those who don't know, behind the scenes, John Elway's power is being chipped away. Instead of doing it like the Texans did it, where they just flat out fired Bill O'Brien, the ownership of the Broncos is starting to, divide some of Elway's power where he doesn't have it all. So, I still don't want him anywhere over there. I told y'all it was going to happen. A young man by the name of, let me get his name, Brian Diardo. Brian Diardo has come out with the 5 landing spots for J.J. Watt. Let me start down at number 5. At number 5, he's got the Baltimore Ravens. That would be nice. Keith, what we were talking about, him not being the man, but being one of the men on that Baltimore front 7. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let that happen. I could like that one. All right, at number 4, he's got the Green Bay Packers. Another organization that you just kind of, let's see where that's going to play out. I wouldn't run into that one. Number 3, the Dallas Cowboys. J.J. Watt in a Dallas Cowboy uniform with a star on the side of his head would almost be sacrilegious. I mean, seriously, it would almost be sacrilegious. It would almost just be, I don't even want to go to church no more. No. No. If J.J. Watt ends up in Dallas, I'm going to laugh at the Texans. I'm laughing. I am. DeMarcus Lawrence on one side, J.J. Watt on the other side. And they're talking about bringing back Fletcher. I don't know. I'm just telling you, I better hope that one don't happen because I'm going to act a nut. Number 2, Tampa Bay. Has Tampa Bay become the new New England? Has Tampa Bay become the new New England where anytime somebody leaves one team, watch Tampa pick him up? That's what we used to say about New England. I'll tell you what, again, he won't be the man in Tampa, but he'll be one of the men in Tampa, and that would be scary. I'm not giving him a repeat championship if he goes there. It's going to be fun to watch. And then, of course, number 1, Pittsburgh. That's where I want him to go. That's just me. Just me. I want him to go to Pittsburgh. I do. I want him to play with all his brothers. I want him to make Mike Tomlin's life a little bit easier. If Pittsburgh can figure out their quarterback situation, I hope they retain Juju Smith-Schuster. I hope they retain him. But, man, that other young dude can play. But I don't know. The quarterback spot scares me over in Pittsburgh. That's where I want Deshaun to go. I do. Why JJ have to go mess it up? The Steelers could have traded one of his brothers down here. Y'all can play together down here. Give us Deshaun. Look, us like I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Let me take a break. Segment brought to you by African Imports. If you are looking for Black History attire for Black History Month, you can get it at African Imports. They got specials all throughout the month with dashikis for kids, $14.99 and up. Dashikis for adults, $29.99 and up. Those beautiful African dresses, ladies, $39.99 and up. African Imports, right in the Greenspoint Mall, near the food court. When you go by, tell them you heard it at KYOK with AJ. You're going to get 10% off your purchases. Or you can call them, 281-875-0056. That's 281-875-0056. African Imports getting you ready for your upcoming Black History Month program. And they are my favorite store. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
You're listening to 1140 AM and 92.3 FM, the legendary KYOK.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we're giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they are able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
The lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. Man, we're getting ready to wrap it up, but got some stuff I wanted to share. Let's see, what happened on this day in Black history? Let's see. Here we go. Today's the 12th, right? Let's see. That ain't big. Interesting. Nothing big. I don't even know why I go to this page, because they always let me down. They try to be on this day in history, and then during Black History Month, they try to start doing this day in Black history, and yeah, nothing. Thank you, though, for trying. We talked about Kenny Washington, first African-American to sign a contract with an NFL team. First African-American consensus college All-American basketball player, Don Barksdale, in 1947. First African-American woman to win an Olympic gold medal, Alice Coachman, back in 1948. First African-American on an Olympic basketball team, and first African-American Olympic gold medal basketball winner, Don Barksdale, 1948 Summer Olympics. Who was the first African-American to win the MVP award in Major League Baseball? Anybody know? First African-American to win the MVP award in Major League Baseball. You know that. Jackie Robinson, back in 1949. Who was the first African-American named to the College Football Hall of Fame? First African-American named to the College Football Hall of Fame. Who knows that one? Duke Slater, University of Iowa, where he played from 1918 to 1921. University of Iowa gave us our first college football Hall of Famer. Wow. Oh, how they have fallen. You know, the head coach or the strength coach that they had over there that got fired for racist comments and racist behavior surprisingly got hired by Urban Meyer on his staff down there in Jacksonville. And when asked about it, Urban gave the patented answer, "Oh, I know him well. The general manager vetted him. Shad Khan vetted him. We know him well. Got to give him another shot. Nobody better." It just blows my mind how you could pick anybody for that job. Anybody. I mean, maybe the strength and conditioning coach from Alabama doesn't want to leave the Crimson Tide. Maybe the strength and conditioning coach from Clemson doesn't want to leave there. But there's 100 and some odd plus other schools whose strength and conditioning coach would have jumped at the chance to be that person in Jacksonville. You might have been able to get strength and conditioning coaches from other NFL teams that did not have racially insensitive comments, actions, behaviors recently tied to their names. And that's why I say, man, I am no longer banging the drum on the NFL's hiring practices. They hire who they want. I'm going off like Dennis Green. They were who we thought they were. They hire who they want. Nothing is too bad for them to hire or rehire. The owner said, okay, yeah, we'll take that guy. General manager said, okay, yeah, we'll take that guy. Head coach, okay, yeah, we'll take that guy. Colin Kaepernick, no. Shad Khan could have hired Colin years ago. Nope, can't do it. Don't want him. You had Blake Bortles running around in the backfield as a quarterback, ruining one of the best defenses we had seen in a long time. You could have just had Colin on the roster to motivate Blake to study and play better. Nope, can't do it. Guy with racial insensitivity and activity and what have you. Oh, yeah, we can revitalize his career. Best guy for the job? Sure, we'll take him. They hire who they want. I'm not saying don't do anything. I'm just saying stop trying to be offended and surprised and hurt and dismayed and whatever when folks do what they want to do. What's that old saying? When people show you who they are, believe them. Somebody told me Shad Khan was different. No, he isn't. No, he isn't. He's a billionaire owner who doesn't want to be told what to do. Does what he wants. Just did. Urban Meyer, yeah, different. No, he isn't. Out of all the people in the world as strength and conditioning coaches, that's the guy he had to have. Oh, I know him. I know him well. I know a lot of people well. Doesn't mean I'm going to hire them. What if they're the best at that position, AJ? I know them well. Doesn't mean I'm going to hire them. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. First African American to break the color barrier in a bowl game in the Deep South. Bobby Greer, when Pittsburgh played in the 1956 Sugar Bowl. First African-American winner of the Cy Young Award as the top pitcher in Major League Baseball. Who? Don Newcomb, Brooklyn Dodgers, 1956. First African-American NFL assistant coach in the modern era. Remember, we didn't get a black head coach until not Gene Upshaw, but you know who I'm talking about for the Raiders. But the first African-American NFL assistant coach was a receivers coach in the modern era. His name was Lowell Perry, and guess what team hired him? The Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Art Shell. Art Shell was the first black head coach in the modern era for the Raiders in 1989. First African American to win the Heisman Trophy. Heisman Trophy Award. 1961, Ernie Davis. Ernie Davis. First African-American coach in Major League Baseball. 1962, John Jordan Buck O'Neal, Chicago Cubs. First, Black History Month. All right, let me get ready to go. JJ Watt, love you, brother. Wish you well. JJ. I hope that opens the door for Deshaun. I am perfectly okay if the Texans decide to blow it all up from here and start fresh. Whether it's Carson Wentz, Sam Darnold, Tua Tagovailoa, somebody else. Perfectly okay. Even Jimmy Garoppolo. They trade Deshaun to San Francisco. I'm rocking with the 49ers. If they trade him to Denver for Mock, I'm rocking with Denver. Deshaun didn't ask for this. He didn't bring it on himself. JJ didn't ask for this and didn't bring him on himself. I'm going to choose to remember the good memories. All right, let me get ready to go. Don't forget, African Imports got your African fashions, 281-875-0056, 281-875-0056. Tell them AJ and KYOK sent you. You get 10% off your purchases. Also, Global One Tax Services want to get your taxes done for you so you can get the most back in your return. They'll even come to your home, or you can get your taxes done another way. Call Shannon Hinton, 281-377-5565. That's 281-377-5565 for Global One Tax Service. Let me get Sybil Wilkes on here to give us our COVID-19 update. And as always, got a great weekend lined up of shows. The Not So Christian in Me show, going to be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Larry Scott, Denise Scott, Natasha Marie, and Dr. Eve Wallace. Great folks. Got to tune in tomorrow between 1 and 2, the Not So Christian in Me show. Also, we got gospel tracks, Keep Hope Alive, all that. And then come back on Monday. It'll be Media Monday. I'll have a couple of my colleagues on with me to talk about the J.J. Watt, Deshaun Watson, and anything that happens over the weekend on Media Monday. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Happy Valentine's Day for those who are into that kind of thing.
With what you need to know today. Thursday was the second and final day of the prosecution presenting their case in the impeachment trial of Donald Trump. House managers described in great detail how the former president's refusal to accept the outcome of the presidential election led to the attack and insurrection of the U.S. Capitol. In their presentation, prosecutors laid out evidence that this was not an isolated event. The Trump defense team will present their case today and will have 16 hours to build their defense against the charge of incitement of insurrection. The remaining question is whether the Senate/jurors will vote to allow witnesses or not. Atlanta is known as a place where African Americans thrive. However, people of color in this city, especially Black and brown people, are suffering from COVID-19 more than white people. The Community Organized Relief Fund is looking to change the outcomes by partnering with Black and brown influencers, including the Tyler Perry Foundation, to provide testing in Atlanta communities. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed.
All right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. I sure had fun with y'all. Again, thanks for tuning in. Keith Hennick, thank you for calling in. Ferdinand, appreciate your call. Everybody, you guys just don't know how you make the difference for me. I don't wait till Valentine's Day to tell you this. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Let's not do this. Let's definitely do that. Y'all stay safe, okay? Talk to you on Monday.